Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I want to talk about how in the next few weeks you will be able to get up to 85% of extra XP for all your different alts, and also up to 200% increased reputation gains for your dragonflight reputations, and plus 100% for all the different reputations and factions from the War Within, including the ones from the Undermine. So as you can see, from July 15 to August 12, which will basically be when the next season will start, you will be able to have access to the Winds of Mysterious Fortune event. So during this event, you will receive this buff right here on all your different characters. You don't have to do anything in particular in order to get the buff. It will increase your experience gains by 20% for levels 10 to 80. Your Dragonfly reputation gains by 200% and your War Within reputation gains by 100%. So before that, the previous version that we got did not include all the different cartel reputations, but here, as you can see, all the different Undermine cartels reputations are now included. So it means that it will be twice as fast to farm all these different reputations for the different War Within factions, and 4 times faster for the different factions from Dragonflight. So in itself, this event is gonna be a really good time for you to level up some of your alts, and especially to farm all the different reputations and renown rewards from the different factions from the War Within and Dragonflight, because it will be super fast during this period. Now, next to that, we also have the Turbulent Timeways event that is up and that will end on August 6th. And during this event, basically each week you will have a new Time Walking event that will be up for a new expansion. And with that, you can get this buff right here, the Mastery of Timeways, which will increase your experience gains from killing monsters and completing quests by 30%. So the way you obtain this buff right here, which as you can see, will last for 3 hours and will remain active even when you die, is by simply doing some of the different time walking dungeons. Each time you will receive a first buff that will increase your experience gains by 5%, and then when you do that 4 times in a row, you will then transform this buff into the Mastery of Timeways, which will then increase the total experience gains increase to 30%. So it means that during the Mysterious Fortune event, you will already have the 20% that will be applied to all your different characters, and with that you can also add the 30% from the Mastery of Timeways, which is extremely easy to get, and especially you will be able to do all the different time walking dungeons, which will make it even easier for you to level up fast. Now, next to that, during the Mysterious Fortune event, you will also be able to get this item right here. And these are the different Bottle of Mysterious Wisdom. So these are some of the different random items that will drop from the daily bags that you will receive on your different characters, and also by simply killing some of the mobs in the Dragon House and in the War Within zones. And this is something that is Warband, so you can send it to any of your alts. And when you use it, it will add another 10% from killing monsters and completing quests. So as you can see here already, just with that, we are at 60% of increased experience, which is quite crazy. And these potions are not disappearing after the end of the event, so you can just stack them up if you want in order to have them even after the Winds of Mysterious Fortune event will end. So this is definitely a useful item to have if you are planning to level up a few alts before the release of Midnight. Now, next to these 2 buffs, of course, there is also the Warband mentored leveling buff. So here, depending on how many level 80 characters you have on your account, you will be able to get plus 25% of increased experience gains. And so this is something that can add to the total and make it up to 85% in total. So if you've already leveled up a few of your different alts, 4 to 5, you will be able again to have 25% additional extra XP. And so again here, this is really big. And finally, with that, until the end of the week, until Saturday here, as you can see, you will be able to go on the Darkmoon Faire island. So you just want to go in any of the big cities, and here you want to talk to the emissaries, Then you want to take the portal to arrive on the Darkmoon Faire island. And as soon as you arrive, you want to go to the carousel, buy some of the different Darkmoon ride tickets. And here, when you are on the carousel, you will receive the buff Wheee, which will increase your experience and reputation gains by another 10%. So this one, you will only be able to get it for 1 hour. You cannot stack up, and sadly, you cannot really buy the different items because they will disappear after the end of the Darkmoon Faire event. So really, all I would recommend you to do is, if you are planning to level up one of your characters fast, make sure to just go pick up the buff from the Darkmoon Faire, then log off and only log back in when the Winds of Mysterious Fortune event will start. And so like that, you will be able to get in total up to 95% of extra experience gains. And of course, with that, you will also be able to get 110% for the different reputations from the War Within and 210% for the different reputations from Dragonflight. And of course, the last thing that I will mention is that you should definitely also always have your alts parked in one of the major capital cities in order to get the rested experience buff, which will increase by another 200%. So this one won't last for too long, but at the beginning it will be very, very useful to have that with you. So the 95% or 85% extra XP plus, again, having the Time Walking Dungeons available every week during the next month is gonna make this month really, really good for leveling out, because it's just so easy to just go and queue up for these different Time Walking Dungeons. You get tons of experience. You also get a lot of the different time wrap badges, which are useful because we have a lot of new rewards you can buy with these different badges. And so overall, if you are planning to level up alts, maybe for patch 11.2 or for midnight or for whatever reasons, this is going to be a really good time to do so. And obviously, next to that, for all the different reputations, this is also now that I would recommend you to finally do, for instance, the Dark Fuse, reputation farm, or all these type of things in order to get to the maximum renown and finally obtain all the different rewards from all these different renowns and all these different factions. Here, if you are interested for Dragonflight, I made a guide where I explain exactly what you should do in order to get tons of mounts really easily during this period from all the different reputations from Dragonflight. And this is something that honestly will probably reward you with a lot of mounts, especially if you haven't played a lot during this expansion. So I will share the link in the description. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos. And in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye!